Hello and welcome to One Card Wonder Wednesday. Today is June 13th, 2018. I did a patriotic card last week and I want to do one more this week because it is close to 4th of July and I just love 4th of July. And I think this is super adorable. I used two stamp sets to make this card. I used the Waterfront. We used this water image here and then this sand image to make our stripes and our blue corner of the flag. And then I used the Thank You Kindly sentiment from the new Enjoy Life stamp set. I just love this stamp set. I think it is so adorable and I think you could make some really fantastic cards with it, including the one we're going to make today. So the first thing we're going to start with is the foam mat, and we're going to put that underneath, and I'm going to move it over to the side here because I want to use the measurements a little bit because we are going to be masking off this piece. I'll start it right at the 6-inch because we're just going to measure 1.75 inches down, and we're going to take a Post-it note. So we've got 1 inch to the 5, and then right here at 4 1/4 is our 1.75 inches, and we're just going to go straight across with that. Now each of these little squares, if you have bought this paper from me from Stampin' Up, each little square is 1/4 inch, so we need to go over 9 because we need 2 2/4 inches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And we're just going to take this Post-it and just go down just like this. So now we have that little block of our space. You can see where I worked earlier on the other card for the blue corner of our flag. And we're going to use Blueberry Bushel. This is one of the new in colors. It is super bright. It is perfect for the flag. And I also have, where did I set my little, oh, it's over here, being cleaned. This little sand, or water, I guess it is what it is. You could use it for whatever, but it's water in the Waterfront stamp set. And I just started at the top, and I stamped this right there. And of course you go off. That's why we masked, because you're going to go off when you do this part too. Just do this little corner, flip it upside down that way, and then just this little piece here. And now I still want that a little more covered in right there, so I'm going to add a little more, and I'm going to do the same again. I'm just going to stamp just a couple little pieces just to get the blue filled in. It doesn't have to be perfect. Using the foam mat underneath it is very helpful because with these stamps you want to make sure, you want to make sure, I apologize, that you have a little bit of cushioning, especially if the stamp is a little bit bigger, because it helps get you a clearer image. So now we're just going to remove our Post-it notes, get those out of the way. We don't need those anymore. Except we'll actually keep this one, and we're just going to mask over our blue so we don't get any of our red into our blue. And we're going to use the sand piece, and we're going to ink that up with real red. And we'll start at the top, and this is how we're going to make our stripes. I think it just turns out really cute. And we need 7 red stripes because that is what is on the flag. So now we've only gone halfway. We're just going to take the other half and go over to the other side. And we're going to do the same thing for the next 3 red stripes, but I'm going to go ahead and do all the ones right here because our flag starts with a red stripe at the top and ends with a red stripe at the bottom. We want to make sure that's how we portray it as well on this, at least on this card, because that's the way I wanted it to look. And there's our flag part. Now you can see I got a little bit crooked with this, but that's okay. It's a homemade card. Sometimes that happens. We aren't going to need the real red anymore, but we are going to use the Blueberry Bushel again. I should have just left it open, but I closed it because I don't like my stamp pads to dry out. We don't need the mat under here. I punched out a little medallion using the Pretty Label punch, which I think is a very versatile punch. It can be used for all kinds of cards. And then I want to use this Thank You Kindly from the Enjoy Life stamp set, and I'm just going to stamp it in the middle with the blueberry bushel. I just love that blue color. I think this is my favorite blue color in the current Stampin' Up! Colors. And now we are officially done with that. We're going to need a little bit of tape, and I use linen thread, and I want to wrap this thread around the card just a little bit, just around this part of it, just about centered through the blue where the stars are on the flag. And then, whoops, apologize, do the same and just tape it on the back. That way it stays where you want it and it's not all over the place. I took some of the linen thread earlier and I made a bow. And I'm going to take a glue dot, and I'm going to take that glue dot and I'm going to scoop it up with my paper piercer, and I'm just going to use my fingers to fold it over. And then I'm going to stick that glue dot down. Try to anyway. Now it's folded around my paper piercer on this. We'll try it one more time. Just going to fold it over. And I'll just peel it off from my paper piercer now with my finger. I'm just going to stick that down right at the bottom of the blue. And then I'm going to take that glue dot and push the bow that I made onto that glue dot to hold it in place. Now, as we all know, I do like my Stampin' Dimensionals, so we're going to start with those. And I'm just going to put 2 of those on the back of my Thank You Kindly medallion that I punched with the Pretty Label punch. And you could always stamp this first onto a piece of Whisper White cardstock and then punch it out if you want to, if you're worried about not getting it centered, but I just did it that way. The next thing I want to do is, because I wanted a little bit of contrast, I cut out a piece of basic black, and we're going to attach that onto our white card base. And we will use the bone folder and just give our card base a good crease so it stays closed. The next thing is some more dimensionals, because I wanted a little more dimension on this card as well. I just put 1 in each corner, and then I put 2 in the center, just right in the middle there, just to keep them from the center from dipping in. Because sometimes it'll do that, it'll sag in a little bit. And it's not a heavy card, so it probably wouldn't, but better safe than sorry, I say. And then you just go ahead and there you have it. This week's One Card Wonder Wednesday. Using 2 ink colors, Real Red and Blueberry Bushel. Using Whisper White cardstock. I used a piece of Whisper White thick cardstock for the card base. And a small piece of linen thread, 2 small pieces actually, 1 to make the bow and 1 for the to wrap around your card, and some Stampin' Dimensionals, and that's it. And you have a super cute card you can give to someone as a thank you if you're going to their 4th of July party, or you can save it for any other type of party that you want to use it for, I guess, any other Americana type party. Go ahead and visit my website if you want to do some shopping. You can do that 24/7. It's valeriesmith.stampinup.net. Join my Facebook group, Stampin' with Valerie. The June host code is listed right here on the right hand side. That's also listed on my Facebook group as well. So enjoy your day, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.